Hello viewers, I'm SB, and welcome back to BattleTech. So yeah, we are orbiting Bellerophon right now. I mean, we just pressed the button, right? It's possible that something terrible is going to occur here, but we don't have any way other than forward available to us. We certainly can't afford to keep running the way we're running for very much longer. So yeah, let's just go meet a mysterious benefactor who refuses to share her name with us. Anna Maria Centrella. Oh man, Centrella. That's a name that I definitely recognize. We read that name somewhere, but I do not remember. I've heard of your family. Sure, technically that's true. Lady Centrella, this is a surprise. I wouldn't expect a member of the Canopian royal family. Yep, that's it. Okay, thank you. To even know who we are, let alone approach us in such a non-traditional manner. See, I think what happened here is Darius saw the look on my face, and he contorted his sentence a little bit to drop in the information I need. Good looking out, Darius. This isn't a traditional contract, and I don't need Comstar asking questions. Besides, there's no reason to involve the Mercenary Review Board. I already know that I want to hire you. Have I piqued your interest, Commander Pavlov? Yeah, a little bit. Tell me about Comstar. Founded by Jerome Blake after the Amaris Civil War, Comstar was created to preserve and maintain the Star League's vast communications network. With hyperpulse generator facilities on nearly every inhabited system in the Inner Sphere, its influence is felt everywhere. Thankfully, Comstar takes a strictly neutral approach to Inner Sphere politics. It takes no sides and offers no preferential treatment. Yeah, sure, everybody's money spends the same, right? Culturally, Comstar has lapsed from a corporation into a religious institution. In Blake's name, Comstar adepts perpetuate the belief that hyperpulse transmissions are a form of sacred magic that only they can control. Yeah, that seems like it would be a useful thing. So, have you piqued my interest? Sorry, I got distracted. Lost in my thoughts, you know? My interest? Sure, but I need to hear details before I'm willing to commit to anything. Well, of course, Commander Pavlov, I'd expect nothing less. The job that I have for you is relatively simple. I need you to recover something for me, and I need it done quietly. Well, I do everything with giant robots, so quiet's not really in my vocabulary. In exchange for your services, I'll pay down the interest on your rather sizable loans and buy you the breathing room you've been looking for. A fair deal, wouldn't you say? Fair enough. How do you know about... you know what? Doesn't matter. Just tell us what we're supposed to be recovering. You know, it kind of sounds like he's surprised that she knows about our financial situation, but it kind of sounds like you could just assume that any organization that is mech-based is going to be having financial problems of one sort or another. I mean, unless they're being run officially by a royal family or something. This. Lady Centrella's image is replaced on the screen by a grainy photograph of an enormous grounded dropship. Ramshackle structures cling to it like barnacles. Yeah, okay. She's a derelict vessel, an Argo, one of only two ever made. For over 200 years, she's been lying in state on Excellus, a pirate moon in the heart of the frontier. I want her, and you are going to bring her to me. Yeah? And how exactly are we supposed to do that? I mean, that's a big ship, and she looks half cannibalized for parts. Look, you can see her ribs in the photo. I'm as enthusiastic about money as the next guy, but I'm a mech tech, not an aerospace engineer. I'll be damned if I can get that thing flying again. Relax, Mr. Vertanen. I have engineering staff on hand to attend to the Argo. Their leader, Dr. Farah Murad, has built quite a reputation for herself in the frontier. I don't like the fact that she knows everybody's first and last name. That makes me way more nervous than her guessing about our financial situation. You'll find a jump ship waiting for you at Alloway. It will carry you to the pirate moon where you'll clear a path to the crash site. Dr. Murad and her team will go to work on the derelict, and you will protect them until the work is done. This should all be well within your capabilities, Commander Pavlov. Unless I've come to the wrong company, of course. Well, I could tell her that we were in the Oregon military, but it doesn't seem like she really needs the boost in confidence. She seems confident that we can handle this, and I don't want her having any additional information about us. It's making me a little bit nervous. Sounds like a relatively straightforward job. Should be easily within our capabilities. Hold on. Have we read about jump ships? Yep. 95% of their mass to the KF drive. I remember this. Then I can see no reason why you shouldn't accept my offer. Do the job well enough, and there will be more work waiting for you upon your return. Mr. Oliveira will never find you a better opportunity than the one I'm offering, Commander Pavlov. I can promise you that. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true, unless you're gonna backstab us. As long as the offer's legit, this looks like a lifeline to me. He thinks so, too. She isn't wrong, Mitch. We were looking for a lifeline, and I think this is as close as we're gonna get. Okay, Lady Centrella. You've got yourself some mercenaries. Very good. I'll forward your contract to Mr. Oliveira. We've heard stories of your exploits on the battlefield, Commander Pavlov. Your reputation as a soldier is well known within the magistracy. Again. Let's hope that you live up to it. Yeah, alright. Ready for review in the command center. I don't think there's anything else that I really want to do. We certainly don't want to try to do any, like, quick patch-up work on our mechs, because, you know, Spider is occupying the bay. Let's just go to it, right? So, 18 days of travel time. I haven't found any mention of Excellus on our star map, Commander. It appears to be a completely uncharted system. Makes me wonder how Lady Centrella knows where to find it, but it isn't my place to ask. Yeah, I suspect she has somewhat more resources than we do. Alright, we don't actually have 18 days of work queued up in the mech bay, is that right? Okay, we should queue up some other stuff. So you're working on that. I mean, we didn't really take any damage, did we? Those tanks are just not very effective combat units. So we could get more bays. I'm like, it feels wrong to me to just have mechs sitting, have nothing happening in the bay. So we could do some refitting. Heat sinks, the LRMs. It looks to me like the Vindicator is... Let's pop into the menu here, but it looks to me like the Vindicator is completely full up. Oh, no, I mean, we have lots of slots available. Wow, that PPC is huge. We could actually install more laser weapons. So, okay. This is the Vindicator. We've been using this largely as a sniper, because the PPC is effective at pretty long range and also is awesome. But she does have this support weapon on her arm. We could attach some more support weapons, maybe? Make it a little bit more viable for her to get in. Because the PPC is minimum 90 meters, optimal 360, max 540. The PPC is useless if we're in melee. I don't have a good sense for, like, how long 90 meters is. Relative, you know, camera distance, screen distance, just trying to eyeball stuff. But I imagine it's a pretty good distance. Alright, hold up. Let's, yeah, no tasks scheduled. That's correct. So, there's a cancel button. How do I just back up? Oh, there's a backup button. That's how we back up. So we don't... Let's see. We could outfit our Locust for close combat, right? It already has a couple of machine guns on it, these support weapons. We have one more support hardpoint available. So... Show me all of our support stuff? Oh no, sorry, that turns it off. So we have a small laser and another MG available. No stability damage. The laser just does more damage. But the machine gun generates no heat at all. Yeah. I'm fine with that. So we're over tonnage now, we'd have to cut something. And we really don't have a lot of room to make cuts on this thing. It has a lot of armor. Could we reduce the amount of armor? Yeah, we could reduce the armor a little bit to cut tonnage. So, where would I want to reduce the armor from is the real question. The arms are fairly important. The legs are really important. I definitely don't want this thing losing its legs. But you know... Ugh, boy, it's Armor is really weight efficient, is what I'm learning here. We don't really have anything else we can cut. If we want to keep the thing light, we could cut the medium laser. That feels a little not great to have all of our weapons be close range. Maybe this is just not worth doing. So you have the same tonnage cost. I don't see heat really being a problem for this thing. I'm wondering if maybe it's a good idea to cut one of the MGs for the small laser. That doesn't cause a tonnage issue, and I mean, the laser does more damage. This thing's not going to be overheating. Yeah, I think I would rather run a small laser in this slot than the machine gun. I'd like to run them all, but I don't... I'm real nervous about cutting armor. So we could cut armor from the rear of the thing and just try to use its maneuverability to cover, but if we go for something like that, we have to be incredibly careful. Right, this would let us do everything. Although, for the sake of my my desire for symmetry, probably go with machine guns on the arms again. The weapons in the center torso effectively are never lost. You know, because if the center torso is gone, the mech's gone anyway. So I guess putting the more valuable weapons in the center makes sense. Yeah, alright. We stripped the rear armor off of the torso of this thing, so we're going to have to be careful about how we use it. But it's fast enough that we can probably do that. We're looking at an additional 4 days. Not very expensive.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
So that'll get us 11. Do I want to make any other changes? It's not like I feel like we need to fill the days. It's just that if there's anything we need to do, I'd hate to have the base sitting empty. So we can make some changes here. We could fiddle with our weapons. This is the Blackjack. This is our mech. So we got those AC2s, we got those medium lasers. We have a couple of support hardpoints available, but for any other weapon changes, we'd have to swap something out. Let me... Did we actually pick up a large laser? We did. We're sort of using this mech as a sniper, so it might make sense to refit a little bit. This is a 5-ton weapon. Oof. Alright, it would not be easy to get this thing in, actually. 5 is a lot of tons. If we cut all the medium lasers and then also some other stuff, we could outfit. I don't want to do that. Let's just back out without making any changes to you. Let's talk about the Shadowhawk a little bit. So this thing has been sort of our damage absorber. Do we want to make any changes here? We have this sort of mid-rangey AC5 with a tonnage of 8. The thing is, we have a closer range autocannon. Do I want to make that change? This thing has a very high damage. AC-20 ammo. Well, I have not seen an AC-20 yet. So yeah, the AC-2 is the sniper. That's right. We would want like an AC-10 or something for close range combat. Alright, what else do we have here? I think the answer is I'm not going to make a whole lot of other changes. The tonnage of 5. We do have LRMs. And this, honestly, this mech is not a super great LRM carrier. I guess there's a danger in specializing too much. You know what? Let's leave it as it is for now. We'll leave things as they are, aside from the work on the Locust, until I have a little bit more experience in combat here. So let's engage in our contract, which is to say, let's get a move on.
By your command.
So we gotta fly back up to the jump ship. The jump ship is gonna jump us to somewhere else. And then jump us over to whatever that destination is that I've already forgotten the name of, that Darius says we don't have charts for. Uh-oh. Banging noises draw you to the shared mech warrior barracks, where you find Panama dissembling one of the Leopard's internal walls. Hey, don't do that? There are already several panels neatly stacked behind her. Or beside her. She pauses, then explains. There's a few cubic meters of dead space back here. I'm making room so we can stretch without hitting the bunks. As reasonable as this sounds, the banks aren't going to like you modifying their property. Yeah, but also they're not going to find out. So... Panama's a technician. She knows what's up. Just be careful. Make sure we can undo it before we return the thing. You look over Panama's work. This is a temporary change, yes? Panama blinks and quickly nods. Oh, yeah, Commander. You say the word, I can have this back the way it was in 90 minutes. 120 tops. Good as new. Yeah, okay, carry on. However, in the future, you will get sign-off before you start anything like this again. Are we clear? Yes, Commander, she says. Morale increased by 1. Hey, cool. Okay, so it does not give us any text we did not have about her, but I didn't notice that she had the klutz trait before. Did I even have access to that information before we hired her? Well, whatever. This will be good for people. So... Oh, no, sorry, yeah, this is the button that moves us back to orbit range of Bellerophon. No, keep going. We have a plan. Sort of. It's a plan that I understand about 40% of. Listen, I don't actually have to fly the ships. I just tell the people to fly the ships. But sometimes I do wish I had a better understanding.
That work order you submitted is complete.
Alright, I think we're cool. I don't think there's anything else I really want him doing. Just keep running it. Someday I'll be back in action. So 280,000 deducted for operating expenses. Yeah, we're holding out, you know. Oh, okay. I don't know that we need to mess with morale too much. I think our people are pretty happy. So morale is carried over into battle. If morale is too low, you may encounter negative events. So the morale that we have at the end of a battle doesn't carry over to the next battle. Our morale in a battle is always set to whatever our out-of-battle morale level is. Yeah, I'm fine with just leaving it as it is. 1 or 2 points is not going to make a big difference. This planet has a strange hue. Yeah, let's get to it. I don't see any reason to wait. Setting a course for Lady Centralla's jump ship. It's strange, though. This moon it's taking us to, Excellus, doesn't appear on any of my maps, which leads me to wonder, where exactly are we going, and how do they intend to get us there? She's part of a royal family. She has resources. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I'm worried about it, in the sense that she could screw us here and we'd have no idea how to get back even if we did survive the screwing. But, I mean, I think she's capable, is what I'm saying. That was one hell of a rough ride. My stomach is still doing somersaults. Because those crazy bastards used a pirate point to get us here. If we'd suffered a misjump, a sour stomach would be the least of your concerns. The Leopard could have gotten irreparably mangled. Hell, we could have been irreparably mangled. Cautionary holovids they showed us at the Academy were the stuff of nightmares. So a pirate point is a non-standard jump point that exists inside a system's proximity limit. Pirate jump points are hellishly difficult to navigate because they tend to be much smaller than standard jump points and also subject to the effects of planetary gravitation, which does indeed seem like it would make the calculations trickier. As a result, the odds of suffering a misjump when attempting to use a pirate point are high. I don't even want to know what the potential outcome of a misjump is. That sounds, it sounds like that could go wrong. I'm sure... Listen, we're mercenaries. Our job carries an assumption of risk. Basically what I'm saying is, I don't want to talk or think about this anymore. You heard the commander. Stow the complaints. And pay attention. We have a job to discuss. A grainy map of a barren moon fills your view screen. A section of the image has been highlighted in white. The Argo's crash site is here, smack dab in the middle of a pirate stronghold. The ship, the stronghold, and everything around it belong to a self-styled bandit queen called Grim Sybil. Her gang is the closest thing Excellus has to a ruling council. Grim Sybil? Is that supposed to be scary? Sounds like the kind of name you'd choose out of a hat. What do their defenses look like? I wonder if this is the developers telling us that they chose this name out of a hat. They're patchy at best. I don't think that Excellus gets a lot of visitors. They have strong anti-air cover, but little in the way of ground-based defenses. I'm seeing a lot of vehicles, but battle mech activity looks light. Well, I am certainly not worried about vehicles. We have learned that they are nothing to fear. What else do you have on Grim Sybil? I have some questions about this person. Never heard of her before today, and Darius hasn't either. Centrella's intel says that Grim Sybil mostly stays put on Excellus. She's got a dozen pirate gangs operating under her banner, so she must have something going for her. Sybil's bio is pretty sparse. There isn't a lot of meat there. Just to note that she came up under Lady Paula Trevelyan, the pirate queen of the Tortuga Dominions. I guess that's impressive, having a personal connection to Lady Death and all. Yeah, that's an impressive name at least. The Tortuga Dominions are a bandit kingdom made up of entire systems of planets in the periphery. The Tortuga Dominion's ruthless raids are a thorn in the side of both the Federated Sons and the Taurian Concordat. And this Paula Trevelyan was born in the pirate kingdom of the Tortuga Dominions and rose through the ranks to become supreme leader of its legions in 3015. Her reputation for bravado and cruelty inspires devotion in her followers as much as it does fear in her enemies. And we're going to upset somebody who may personally know her? This is the plan? I mean, I guess that's why the job pays, right? Lady Death? Really? I swear, man, these pirate names are killing me. And what do you expect, Yang? They're pirates, not poets. Their only real job requirement is a willingness to kill for money. Although a lot of people who are willing to kill would like to think that they are poets. Yeah, I guess that's true. Fair enough. Is there anything else of interest in that file, Darius? Don't leave us in suspense. Well, it looks like Trevelyan and Sybil have falling out. That's not terribly surprising, given the Pirate Queen's track record. Sybil managed to survive somehow. Good on her. And she's been living on Excellus ever since. Hey, look at that. I feel better already. The rest of the report is just a rap sheet. Apparently our bandit queen has racked up an astonishing number of kills over the years. Mostly against merchants and fighter crews, but kills all the same. She likes to get her hands dirty, and she knows her way around a battle mech. That's all I've got. Okay, could we get some more intel about those battle mechs? I can't put an exact number on it. All I have are surface scans to go on. From what data I do have, I'd expect the pirates to be able to feel the full lance of light battle mechs, all of them in poor repair. There are mixed reports of something bigger. That'd be Grim Sybil's mech. I don't have any information on tonnage or armament, but given the shape that everything else is in on Excellus, I'd imagine it's being held together with chewing gum and baling wire. Okay. Pirates have vehicles, turrets, maybe a few battle mechs. This sounds doable, still. The entire structure is surrounded by radar-guided anti-aircraft guns. Our first task will be to take down the radar towers so that the Sumeri can approach the derelict. After you've secured the crash site, she'll dock with the Argo and drop off the engineering team. And then they'll miraculously get a 200-year-old 200-year-old wreck flying again. Lady Centrella has bet a massive stack of C-bills that they will. For what it's worth, I believe that her chief engineer can pull this off. I'd never heard of Dr. Farah Murad before Lady Centrella mentioned her, but I did some digging after our meeting. She was telling the truth. Doc has quite a reputation. Supposed to be some kind of frontier engineering wonderkind, and a genius at bringing dead ships back to life. Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't expect to find a really top-notch engineer this far outside of League space. Hopefully Dr. Murad will defy that particular stereotype. We'll find out one way or another soon enough. Good hunting, Mitch. I'll be keeping an eye on you from up here. Yeah, your job sounds, really difficult. Okay, yeah, I think we do want to run the same crew. The spider's functional again, but I think we're gonna keep the locust. We just refitted this thing. I'm gonna try to use it the way I was planning to use it. We'll see if that actually works out. Difficulty is estimated at a scary skull face and a half. In battle, speed is life. You go slow, you die. Yeah, I think I've heard something to that effect before. I would expect that this is going to be pretty straightforward for the first part, the destroying the radar towers part, and then things are going to get weird during the defend phase, if they're going to get weird at all. That said, pays to be careful. Max pay 1.1 million, salvage 314. Boy. Let's try to do a good job here. We could really use all of these numbers. I'm not in a hurry to sell any of our equipment. I know we have stuff we could make some extra money off of, but I think my plan is to hold on to all of our gear until such time comes as we absolutely have to sell it. Because you can never tell when you might suddenly decide you need something, right?
Command interface initiated.
Welcome to Excellus, Commander. It's every bit as charming as you'd expect a pirate-occupied moon to be. Find Grim Sibyl's radar stations just ahead. Defenses appear to be limited to turrets and ground vehicles, for the time being at least. We know Grim Sibyl has at least one lance of battle mechs, so be ready for anything. Be careful of the pirates' turrets as you make the way into the base. They pack a nasty punch, and they can also sensor lock your mechs. Aim for the turret generators. That'll be the fastest way to neutralize the threat. After the pirates' radar stations are down, you'll be clear to proceed to the Argo. Good hunting, Commander. Knock out their radar cover, crush any pirate resistance, and secure us that derelict. Yeah, man, I'm gonna try. I'm a little nervous. This is the first time that we've faced actual opposition in a little while, and frankly, I'm remembering how the time before this went. So yeah, we're gonna come around the side here. Let's have the scout mech run up into a position where hopefully we will not actually be visible from the base.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Alright, we got sensor readings, but we have not yet been seen. Obviously, it would be best if we did not get spotted while we were spread out.
Location confirmed.
I'm wondering if maybe we should just rebuild the Blackjack into a proper sniping mech.
On my way.
Seems dangerous to leave it with no short-range defenses, and we would have to cut a lot of our sort of medium range weapons to fit all of the sniping stuff, but might be worth doing. Alright, how much do I actually want to move you forward? There's no position from which I can get a shot on the generator without becoming visible to the turrets, and I don't have any idea what initiative phase they would act on, but I know that Panama's not really outfitted for good combat here. I think I'm going to keep her back. Let's not expose her to anything. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check in on our pilot's XP. We might have been able to put together a new skill or something. Well, do I want to expose myself to fire here? I'm having a hard time getting to a position where I can actually see the generator. Yeah, let's not put ourselves in a position where the turrets can hit us.
Yes, Commander.
That looks like we're clear to run pretty far forward with the behemoth here. I did go in and mess with the frequency of some of the cinematic stuff.
Waiting on you, Commander.
In particular, we should no longer get follow cam movements on our mechs when they're just walking around. Which I think will speed things up a little bit. Okay, this turn I'm sure we can get people into actual firing position.
Yeah.
That said, I'm not sure that I want to run Panama forward because, again, we don't know what turn the pirates or what turn the turrets are going to act on. So wait, hold on. Can I unselect her? I'm going to have her reserve. We should really be doing that more often.
Commander.
Alright, you run forward and get me a shot on that generator. It won't matter that the turrets can see us if we just burn this thing down.
We've got company. But they're driving giant battle mechs. We can't fight against them.
Wow.
Any more objections? Good. Get out there and fight.
Orders.
Alright, we just gotta finish this thing off quickly before the turrets have a chance to fire back. Shutting down their defenses moments after after we've been revealed to them seems like a good way to keep ourselves alive. We probably don't need to fire the SRMs. I mean, we sure do have a lot of ammo with us, though. Yeah, just let everything go. I want maximum odds on destruction here. Okay.
Target eliminated.
Gonna make things a lot smoother for us.
I hear ya.
So that turret's still active.
I read you, Commander. Moving
You can
out.
see we blew up the generator and this turret immediately exploded. We have an unknown vehicle coming up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when we destroyed generators in the past, it actually blew up the turrets, or like it made the turrets appear to be disabled. The fact that this thing looks functional, I think, means that it is functional. So we probably ought to just let it taste particle cannon. We're not quite going to destroy it, but we can weaken it considerably.
I'm listening.
Panama might be able to finish it. Gotta be careful about this tank. Yeah, we're probably fine here. See if we can put this turret away.
Pulling the trigger.
Oh. Well, the thing about an 80% chance is that it is not a 100% chance. Panama, can you please stop referring to yourself as Mama? Weirding me out. Oh, am I taking indirect fire from somewhere? It's alright, no actual structural damage. And again with the indirect fire. Well, it's all glancing blows. And it turns out lasers are really hard to use. Nobody can figure them out. Alright, what do I want to do with you? I mean, I want to blow this thing up, right? I think I want her to move quite a bit before we take that shot so that we can get the maximum amount of evasive charges. That said, I also don't want her to move into a place where she's the only thing that all of the enemy tanks are focused on. Something's going to act on 3. It's definitely not you. Possibly you? If I move her to here and I fail to destroy these tanks, she's probably going to take 3 hits. We can't quite get close enough to hit the vehicles with a melee attack. The other generator's over there. Nah, we're just going to destroy this turret. Alright, I'm going to do this. This is maybe a little risky. The medium laser doesn't have a minimum range, right? We don't get the full stat card here. Can I click this for... No, I cannot. Alright. I think this'll work. I think we can fire the medium laser. I'm pretty sure the lasers don't have a minimum range. And that would make sense, right? Alright, well, we're picking up some more stuff. You know, information's valuable.
Here we go.
At this range, we have a lot of weapons that we get to employ. We just had to hit it once, but I didn't want another miss happening.
I'm good at math.
Yes, Panama, you're very impressive. Okay, number of vehicles we have to face is somewhat larger than I had
What can
expected.
I do for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the Vindicator here a nice high vantage point. That PPC and the LRMs will make short work of some of these vehicles. I don't reckon there's any real reason to like try to destroy the radar towers early. We're gonna have to park pretty close to here. So it's not like we could blow up the towers and bail. We're gonna have to fight these vehicles while we're trying to save the Argo. So I think I'll go full weapons. Thing is, it's not super hardy. The thing is, if I was going to turn weapons off, I would be keeping the PPC running, and you can see... Well, actually, the LRM is generating a fair amount of heat. Here, we can cut the medium laser. I think that's probably fine. I overestimated our offensive capabilities slightly. I'm pretty sure that medium laser wouldn't have finished the job or anything, though.
Good to go.
So we can't get Behemoth a direct shot on that thing, but we could arc some missiles over.
Aye, aye.
All we can hit it with is the LRM. Well, I think we have to try. Pretty poor damage.
Aye, aye.
You know, I forget how slowly our mechs move. Okay, we can't get into a position where I could shoot at him. We could try to wait for the enemies to come forward a little bit more before taking Medusa's turn, but I think I'll just move up. Well, I was going to say I'll just move up to take advantage of evasive charges, but he's not going to be the one who gets shot at here. I think I'm going to reserve. Let's see what the enemies do. See if they'll maybe present us with a better shot somewhere. Alright, causing him to split up the damage a little bit, I think, is a win for us.
Standing by.
I'm going to wait one more time. Yeah, this is kind of what I was hoping for, that this guy would come forward enough that we could catch him coming around the side.
Yeah.
Alright, because I do not need somebody shooting at the back of my mechs.
Confirmed.
Try to stand so that we are presenting the front armor to pretty much everybody. And we have a ton of morale. We could afford to spend a little bit. This is a striker, pretty weak structurally. We have a lot of weapons with a pretty good chance to hit.
Let's see how you like this.
Alright, excellent.
Let's hit him hard.
I don't know that it was necessary for us to spend the morale there, but I wanted to take every chance available to us to make sure that thing actually died before it could shoot anybody in the back.
Yeah?
And now I'm wondering if maybe it would be a good idea for us to withdraw Panama a little bit. And she's close enough that she could just stomp this thing out of existence, though. Yeah, I don't want to be presenting the Locust to enemy fire too much. So what we could do is try to do to them what they were planning to do to us and sprint around the back, but I think given her movement speed, it would take too long for us to get close. What I'm going to do with her instead, move her into a position where she's pretty well hidden.
Affirmative.
I'm sure they still have sensor readings on her, but they'll have to draw close to her to be able to shoot at anybody else, and we can pop up the wall here and surprise them or something. I just don't want her getting shot. I do not think we are in very much danger here.
Waiting for orders.
We can't even get indirect fire on this guy anymore.
Good to go.
Can't get any fire at all, actually. You know what? Let's let the other tanks drive forward a little bit. So 2 of them still haven't acted yet. This guy is included. Yeah, I want him to come forward and expose himself a little bit. Alright, no structural damage. Well, we can certainly get something done now. I want to move enough to get more evasive charges, but also want to stay up here. And it looks like I cannot move enough to generate any charges. We could go for a multi-target thing. I don't really think that makes sense here. Now we're going to overheat if I fire the medium laser. And we probably... You know, a front hit with the particle cannon would be enough. Yeah, alright, I'm just going to stand and fire.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Oof. Well,
Get you next
it was a
time.
good try, I guess. You know, congratulate yourself on having attempted it.
Boss?
You didn't give up, and that's worth something, I guess, technically. I think this is a pretty good move. We get a proper firing arc and a couple of evasive charges. Again, I'm a little nervous about grouping up the mechs too closely. We haven't seen any area attacks, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. Yeah, you know what? Just let this guy have it. We have functionally no heat generated, so I think we can afford to do that. And then Medusa has now taken care of this. You know, Medusa actually might be able to get around the back. Starting from a little bit better position here. I'm going to try it. I think, given where he is in the blackjack, he's going to have a hard time really getting into the battle from the front, too, so we're not losing anything, really, if this fails to work. Well, I could run up here and stomp on this guy. We have some kind of contact back here, I'm assuming. A turret placed on this turret pedestal. I had assumed that this generator just covered this turret, but maybe killing this generator would still be valuable? Not sure. You know what? We're just going to reserve. I don't think Panama has a play yet. Want some of these enemies to expend their turns before she goes. As part of that, being fast is not about going first, it's about having flexibility, being able to decide when you want to take your turn.
Yep.
So can Blackjack... Well, we can put a little bit of fire into the radar tower, I suppose.
Target confirmed.
Okay, that's good enough for me, I think. So do I need to have proper vision of this thing to initiate a melee attack?
Here.
'Cause it kind of looks like she's not targeting here. Yeah, it won't let me cycle to it.
Receiving you.
So hold on, we'll have you move up. I'm not going to get vision of it.
What can I do for you? Yeah.
I could just stomp this tank instead, and we know this one's injured. So maybe that's a reasonable thing to do. Can I move to a position? Here we go.
On my way.
2 evasive charges and still a reasonable firing arc. So I'd prefer to hit the one in the back, because this is the one that we can't reach with a melee attack. The LRM is basically guaranteed to miss and won't do that much damage if it does hit. We could probably just save that heat. Although, the Shadowhawk has such good heat sinking that it wouldn't even really be a big deal. Yeah, you know what?
Taking the shot.
Completely unnecessary, but could have been actually helpful. Potentially. This thing's damaged enough that maybe we just run up on it with Panama and then shoot it, because I do believe we are not going to get... you're going to overheat if I fire with anything other than just the particle cannon. We might need to mess with the heat sinks on this Vindicator. I'm a little concerned about it. Morale's real high. We could go for a precision strike. Again, just a solid hit would take this thing all the way out.
Time to die.
There we go. That's what we needed.
I feel bad about shooting the little guys.
I don't believe that for a second. Well, I would really, really love to just step on this thing. We know where it is, but I guess I need actual vision before the move to do that. Oh, whatever. Let's run right up on it. We'll just machine gun the hell out of it. Hi, remember me?
Vehicle kill for me.
Does anybody else think Panama's accent is fake?
Right here.
It feels... it sounds real fake. Alright, we should either try to kill this thing or try to kill the generator. A little worried about committing her so deeply. Make sure you're facing this way.
I'm going.
I think we're gonna be okay. She is not going to kill this thing, but she can soften it up and maybe we can finish it off with LRMs or something.
Standing by. Position confirmed.
I think we need to let Glitch have a cool off turn. We need to do 28 damage. So probably the autocannon will handle it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to save a little bit of heat here. Although I guess... This is tricky, because it has to be the autocannon or two of the other weapons. Yeah, alright, let's fire like this, so that if the autocannon misses, we can still get this hit.
Target acquired.
Because like I said, I would really rather not fire Glitch's weapons this turn, and I'm not confident that, what's-his-face over in the Blackjack is actually going to be able to get into range. Oh, it's taking us out of combat mode. Well, I do still need to kill these things, don't I?
Orders. On it.
Yeah, we could probably cut some of this heat.
Locked on.
They've knocked out half our damned radar cover! You'd better get those LRMs online now, or you're gonna learn what a belly full of laser fire feels like.
But only very, very briefly.
Yeah.
Oh, a new turret. All of a sudden, from somewhere. Generator. Do not see a generator. What is the rough terrain? Reduces movement speed, you take extra stability damage. +4 difficulty to hit units within rough terrain with melee attacks. Okay. So probably won't actually have any effect on us. I'm going to move to like here and take the obstructed bad shot at the radar tower just so that I don't have to worry about the turret.
Here we go.
Yes, Commander. Heading out.
Alright, we gotta take it a little bit easy on the weapons here. That is an LRM turret, so it will be able to hit us at this range. And it's fairly tough. We're out of laser range anyway. Yeah, okay, we'll just give it this. We can contribute some extra fire from somebody else to help finish it off.
Yes, Commander. Roger.
Yeah, this will probably do the job, and our heat level is very reasonable. We will be fine.
That turret is gone. Waiting for
So-
orders.
Glitch is... okay, I haven't actually passed the turn with Glitch, so she hasn't lost any heat.
Commander. Lock in target.
Good to go. Coordinates.
Do the same thing with you. You also can just brace.
Got it. Waiting on you, Commander.
You just brace. I really want to let this heat burn off. I'm a little concerned about our ammo situation, so let's move
Copy that.
in a little bit. We'll try to rely on the lasers to take this thing down.
Locking on.
It'll be slow, but we'll still have all of our bullets and missiles at
I'm
the end.
listening. Here you go.
She might have missed. I'm not 100% sure.
Taking the shot. Yeah. Lock in target.
Alright. Everybody's in good shape ammo-wise.
On now.
Not a lot of heat. And that's done it, Commander. The AA guns are down. For now. Get to the crash site and secure the area. Yeah, where's the crash site? It's over here. Okay, it's inside the wall. Well, that's a little unfortunate.
I hear ya. On my way.
I am not going to move the front units forward while we're still all
Commander.
like discombobulated here. Let's get back together a little bit.
Waiting for orders. On my way.
Get you guys up on high ground.
Coordinates received. Heading out.
Alright, I feel a little bit better about this formation.
Waiting on you, Commander.
We don't actually want Glitch to be super far away.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
We do not yet want to expose ourselves to whatever is within the wall. Want to get close and be ready.
I copy.
Roger.
Alright, here we go.
What can I do for ya? On my way.
Yes, Commander.
So we could use our jump jets to get up on here, but I'm not sure. We might have to fight stuff that's over here inside the wall. I guess we probably ought to just draw up.
Got it.
Affirmative.
Let's see if anything is revealed. No, okay. Thought there was a pretty good chance that as soon as we rounded the corner, we would immediately be attacked by their mechs. They've had some time to respond now. Huh, I can't get down without...
Yeah.
Maybe there's only one node through the area and Panama's just blocking it. There's a serious dearth of cover here.
Mm-hmm. Good to go.
Moving out. Yeah?
Alright, it doesn't really look like there's anywhere particularly valuable to stand. I'll just try to
Moving to
give myself a little cover. We're all in the area now, so... Alright, crash site is secure. Got a clear approach to the derelict. 2 steps ahead of you, XO. Watch yourself, Commander. I'm coming in hot. Great. That's always my favorite thing to hear. Why don't we do this slowly and carefully, huh? Well, it's been remarkably easy so far. It looks like we're not going to see any opposition from in here. I kind of thought that their mechs might come out of one of these buildings. So maybe what we want to do is turn ourselves around and be ready for stuff coming at us from outside.
Waiting for orders. Don't need to tell me twice.
Gives me a nice broad firing arc.
Yeah.
Where's my sensor circle? Okay. So yeah, if we move to like here-ish, we can be pretty sure whether or not there's anything in here. Also, just no regard for their architecture. Okay, feel pretty confident about that. So then I guess we just get in position to watch the door. Of course, they could also like drop pod at us in the middle, or who knows what's going to happen. Package is delivered, taking the Leopard to a safe distance before the pirates can get their guns running again. Roger that, Meyer. Dr. Barad, your team is clear to enter the derelict.
All right, people, you know what to do. Marines, clear the ship of pirates.
With pleasure, Dr. Murad.
And we just wait, I guess.
Aye, aye.
Confirm. Holding.
Oh. Nope, never mind. We do have stuff incoming. Shoot. Fall back.
Roger that.
Presumably, this is going to be where the mechs are coming in. If they're mostly lights, I think we're set up to handle them. The Shadowhawk's in the wrong place, but that aside, I think we should be able to figure this out. Alright, that was a miss, I think. Could really use like a combat log. Well, given that you've already taken your
I'm
action,
listening.
kind of think what I want to do here is just reserve. The others are going to have an even harder time finding an angle on her with the terrain the way it is, so let's let them come forward. We'll make our decisions once we have all this information. And also, once they've committed their actions without shooting me in the face.
Receiving you. Location confirmed.
Alright, it's not ideal. We'll take some pot shots here. I don't know that I want to even bother firing the lasers. I guess we should fire one laser because we can do that without generating an amount of heat that will actually remain past the end of the turn.
Firing.
Okay, wow, we stripped the armor off of some part of him. Those autocannons are pretty handy.
Ready for orders.
Trying to think, where do I want her to charge into? I guess here is where I'm going to be least susceptible to fire. This is going to be awkward for their line of sight, and then the guys coming from over here will only have indirect fire available because of all these rocks. Speaking of indirect fire.
Engaging with target.
Alright. Wasn't amazing, but it was a little something. Better than nothing. I do feel like those could play out a little faster.
I
All
hear
right.
ya.
Glitch, you are not in a great spot.
Got it.
Yeah, LRMs are pretty handy. Missiles, any kind of indirect fire is pretty handy. I kind of want to get closer, honestly. Now, I don't want to get melee, but I want to be in a position where I can melee them, potentially. Like, run out and score a melee shot. I guess maybe just running up to here. This thing is pretty fast, though. Can't guarantee I'll go before it, and even if I did go before it, I don't really want to run out at it to that extent. Yeah, I'll just take the shot I have from right here, I think.
Here we go.
Awesome. Managed to hit the part that had the armor strips.
Dr. Moran, the pirates have Alpha Squad pinned down in the Argo's main hallway. Bravo Squad is holding the door to engineering, but you better hurry up.
Oof.
Sergeant, talk to me.
Basically, elements of this aren't going that well. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. We don't have much of a shot here, and it's unlikely that we're guaranteed not to kill it. I think I'm going to reserve. There's two enemies that'll take their turns, but I don't think either of them should be able to get a clear shot on her. Alright, we have a Jenner. Hey, that's one of the mechs that I know. And a Locust. Which is like a smaller Jenner, I guess. Boy, that thing really can move. Alright, so it's evasive and guarded and entrenched, but we could solve that with a good punch in the face.
Good to go.
Get around here and light that guy up. Yeah, alright, Medusa actually can't get a clean shot off on the Locust, so let's do this. Try to keep our front-facing armor. Oh, that's just a Scorpion. Okay, I'm a lot less concerned now than I was. What do we got on this Jenner? I could turn everything on. Not super great. But now that we have vision of it, I could try to commit Panama to a melee attack. Oh, I have to finish Medusa's whole turn. Can't take some actions and then... That's unfortunate. Well, we could probably finish this guy off. We have a better shot at him. And that's one less thing for Panama to have to worry about, potentially.
Affirmative.
Okay, well, the bad news is he's not dead. The good news is he doesn't have arms anymore, so only his torso weapons will be available. And I can't imagine he has much in the way of weapons. He's probably got, like, a laser left.
Orders. What can I do for you?
Alright, so... we have some melee attacks available. Question is whether I feel like I'm going to be able to make this not suicidal. Bunch of medium lasers and short-range missiles on the Jenner. This thing is... SRMs are a little scary. I mean, I guess it's also worth noting that Panama's melee attack is actually relatively scary. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna throw a punch at this Locust. Removes guarded. Ignores all of his evasive charges. We might get lucky and knock it over.
Copy.
Depending on where the damage is actually dealt. Okay, we blew off its arm. I was kind of hoping to take one of the legs down, but you take what you can get with these melee attacks. Alright, and that's just a galleon, but it's a little bit better of a tank, I think. Certainly has a name that is more suggestive of a large ship.
Move order received.
Now, let's commit this Shadowhawk. I think we are in position to do some serious work. You've lost about half of your evasive charges and your guarded status. I think this should be a kill. You probably don't need to fire the LRMs, but also we don't really need to not fire the LRMs. So we could take the heat generation down to negligible, but let's again, just take every opportunity. We do have a lot of morale available. You know what? I'll take a precision strike with glitch.
Acknowledged.
Save that morale for her. Okay, not quite lethal, but it's certainly pretty messed up. Oh no, okay. I can get a direct shot, and it's actually not even obstructed, it looks like. In fact, I have direct shots on both of the really injured enemies, so this might be a good time for multi-target. Although, I can't multi-target and precision strike. It's like, what does the precision strike look like? -1 difficulty. We could probably put this thing down... Hold on. We could increase our chance of hitting the head all the way up to 2%. I'm just thinking, if we center torso, we can probably make it more salvageable. We could keep whatever's in the arms and the legs. But it's so damaged. Yeah, I'm going to try this. So we're going to fire the medium laser at the close target and the particle cannon at the far target. The LRMs at the close target. Small lasers out of range, of course. I think we might be able to get a double here. These are both pretty messed up, and it would be really cool if neither one of them attacked. Ooh, we cooked off his ammo. All right. That went exactly the way I was hoping it would. And actually, we didn't really blow up either of those. I mean, the Locust is in pretty bad condition.
Pirates are dead. But so are half of my engineers. It's an unholy mess in here. Bodies everywhere.
Can you get the ship flying again? I need an update.
Look, do you want me to talk or do you want me to fix the damn ship? You do your job, I'll do mine.
I was about to make a joke about, like, what, you can't... What part of engineering that ship requires your mouth, lady? But then I thought about how bad I am at, like, the very simple task of playing video games while talking, so... basically where I'm going is, okay, yeah, I understand. I understand and will not judge. Well, we can just stomp the crap out of this tank. I guess let's save Panama's action. We know that this thing is going... This is the thing that's going in Phase 4. Maybe then the play should be... We just try to melee this thing. She's teched out to be good at melee. Yeah, alright.
Affirmative.
Structure exposed, and now just dump all of that stuff into it. Yeah, that's... Good results. That's the kind of thing I want to see. Unfortunately, that does mean that she's fairly exposed to these tanks. It looks like one of them's going after the blackjack, though. Which is fine by me. That was a fairly serious hit there. 45.
Waiting for orders.
What can we get on this tank over here? Not much, actually. What if I jumped? Nope, I can't. I can't actually jump further. It's just for getting to places I could already reach. Alright. Looks like... Oh, okay, we can get a pretty clean shot here. I would like to try to kill this Jenner this turn, so it doesn't get to do anything cool at the beginning of next turn, but... Yeah, we should try to kill the tank that hasn't fired yet, too. I thought it was overkill, but then I was like, you know, we should try to make sure.
Vehicle eliminated.
Aye, aye.
Alright, I'm much less worried about this tank. I think I'm just gonna punch this thing. Now, I do way more damage with my weapons. Just gotta move into a position where I can actually shoot you. And I would like it to be a place where that tank's not gonna get a shot on my backside. Hold on, let's maybe do this first.
You betcha.
Alright, we could finish off the arm. That would make it less dangerous for sure. Assuming that it's configured identically, these lasers are in the other arm, and so we would leave it with just the SRM. But also, we do enough damage that we could bust the center cockpit out completely with a good hit. Yep.
And stay down.
Which means that, in fact, the blackjack is free to go step on that tank.
Heading out. Ooh. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Good sit rep, thank you. Well, I don't see any more signatures, but the Defend Against Pirate Reinforcements mission definitely has 2 targets left. This Locust is,
Standing by.
Is our locust, yeah. Alright, I guess we're just chilling? I don't really know... Here. Be ready for stuff coming in from the door, I guess?
On it.
Confirmed.
We'll keep the blackjack in a position where you could fire this way if you had to. You think you're gonna steal my ship, you miserable little scrub? Nobody steals from Grim Sybil. I'm gonna carve you like a roasted pig. That's a big mech. Yeah, but it's in terrible condition. Concentrate your fire and you should be able to take it. Okay.
Copy.
Well, I don't think there's much sense in doing anything with Panama just yet. Let's let them close on us.
Commander.
She should have some cover here, but still be able to see. I don't think we're going to get her into a position where she takes a good shot. At least not a position where she won't immediately be murdered, so... I was just hoping to get some vision. Alright, brace.
Standing by.
Yep.
I think I'm going to reserve everybody else. There's that other mech that hasn't moved yet.
Picked up a blip. Commander.
I can't indirect fire based on instruments, so I have to actually have vision of this thing.
Waiting on you, Commander. Moving out.
Let's try to approach in cover. You know, this will give the Vindicator a chance to cool off. Thing generates a crazy amount of heat.
Commander.
I do want to try to stay in cover as best I can, though.
Move order received.
What's up, boss?
I can't really do anything with her except commit forward. This should give us at least some line of sight obstruction.
Well, let's just
I
see what
think I want to let them go first. Okay, it's a Shadowhawk. It's a pretty large and impressive mech. I like our Shadowhawk an awful lot.
Holding firm.
She has a lot of evasive charges, but there's nowhere I can go here where I can get vision of one of them, but not the other. I think I'm gonna reserve again. We're gonna let this thing move forward. Quick draw. I think this is the first time we've seen a quick draw.
Receiving you.
Just wanted to take a moment to look at it, you know, sizing it up. Well, we want to get into SRM range. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to just, like,
Ready for orders.
throw ourselves directly in front of it as hard as possible.
Waiting for orders.
Do a death from above, maybe? There's some positions here where I can get direct vision of one of them and indirect of the other. I think that's what I want the situation to be for them. But really, I think what we got to do here is just really focus one of them down. So let's have a quick look. 456, 380. The other one is 496, 320. LRMs, lots and lots of lasers. So the quick draw is definitely the more dangerous. I can't move to a position where I have a good shot on Grim Sybil without being in a lot of danger from the other mech, but...
Reporting.
You can get close enough to melee the Shadowhawk, but the cost of that is probably going to be your life. You know, I'm gonna try to establish a flank with Panama. She's fast enough to maybe pull this off. And because she waited so long, we're effectively going to get to take 2 moves in a row with her. She gets to go at the end of this turn, and then again at the beginning of next turn. Another advantage of a fast mech.
What do you need?
Man, I cannot get any kind of shot on Sybil. This looks pretty bad. We could really just put it into that Shadowhawk, though. Morale's high. Yeah, alright. Maybe we try to burn down her Shadowhawk first. In which case, I want to move to here, where I have the 1 shot, but not vision from the other one. And also 2 charges of evasive, because we may well need it. So we have enough morale to take a precision strike while still having everybody remain inspired. I'm wondering if we want to do it with him. He does have a lot of damage. But you know what? I probably want to do it with somebody after we strip some of the evasive charges. So for now, let's just take a shot. Alright, got his right arm. That's handy.
Waiting for orders. Good to go. Copy that.
Alright, so we'll strip charges again here, and then we'll
Firing all.
we'll use the precision strike with the particle cannon.
Waiting for orders.
Boy, do I really want to just group everybody all up? I guess we're establishing our flank from this side, so maybe this is okay. Makes me a little nervous, though.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Alright, so we blew off a medium laser. It's got some stability damage, but not a ton. We could try to take the leg out. If we take the leg, he might go down. I'm not exactly sure how the what the effect of taking the leg down is in terms of like an actual number on boosted stability damage, but yep, okay, we got the knockdown. His pilot took 2 injuries there, and I don't have any idea how much health he has, but 3 seems to be a fairly common number.
Commander.
So now the question is, do we have the Locust do something crazy? They're acting on 2 and 1. Yeah, I think I want to do this. I think I want to just, like, really dump into the back of the quick draw. There's no way it has good armor back here. Do I want to precision strike? I don't think so. I think I just dump. Precision strike does reduce the difficulty of the shot. Yeah, let's try to blow out the center torso. This is gonna be my plan.
Firing at him.
Okay, well, we destroyed a jump jet. That's not exactly what I was going for. But we softened up the center torso, which means we're more likely to get a destruction out of our other mechs. This might actually be a good time to run up and make a melee attack. Oh, I can melee attack the other one.
I hear ya.
Yeah, shoot, I don't actually have... I don't have the melee attack on this one. Alright, I think we just want to pressure her.
Standing by.
Put everything we got into her. So let's run right up. Get our 2 evasive charges and just point blank dump. We got the SRMs and everything.
Here it comes.
Shame I couldn't get the melee attack. That's what I really needed. Wait, what do you mean I don't have... I thought I was predicted from this position to have a shot on both of them. Well, alright, I guess we're just shooting at this one.
Here it
Try to
comes.
burn out the pilot here.
It's go time.
Alright.
Hostile eliminated.
Waiting on you, Commander. Uh-huh.
Got our morale back over 50%. Center torso has a fair amount of armor from the front. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the precision strike. We've done quite a bit of structural damage.
Tell me what to shoot. Yeah, critical hit.
Alright, well, we've certainly softened her up a little bit. She's just going to go straight for our Shadowhawk? Yeah. She gets the melee attack. And she just did not even attempt to prevent us from shooting her in the back again. I could run up with the melee attack, I suppose. It's going to hit in the back, so...
Location confirmed. Okay, now on.
I think this thing's in remarkably good condition. If we're able to stay here, if we're able to actually take salvage, we should be able to get everything off of that. I'm not sure if there might be conditions here that prevents normal salvage from being taken due to the fact that we're kind of desperately fleeing.
Roger that.
Confirmed.
Don't need to tell me twice.
It's done! I can't believe it! It really worked. The engines are online and I have thrust control. Okay, yeah, so it might be the case that we don't get any salvage from the robots, but, you know, there's gotta be stuff in the derelict, right? So maybe that's what our salvage is. Roger that. Hang on, Commander. For the first time in 2 centuries, this beast is going to fly.
Mission successful.
I feel pretty good about that. I feel like I actually, I made some decisions, I understood the systems, and attempted to interact with them. It's good. And then, the long black screen representing the infinite, inky blackness of space. Here we go. Alright, great payout, and we're going to get to make some, ooh, wow, a lot of XP. Yeah, we're going to have to remember to mess with our pilots. Unfortunately, I really am out of time here, so we're going to take our... Oh, I gotta take... Yeah, we gotta take salvage off of one of these mechs. So we could actually just get the commando. We don't really need another light striker and scout, though. Take partial salvage of that quick draw. Start building ourselves a heavy mech. Actually, I really like that idea. Value extreme. Oh, no, we should take partial salvage of all the mechs and just sell some of them, right? Are we not able to see the salvage value of... Yeah, it's not actually on the tooltip. Okay, well, I'm going to assume that heavier tonnage means worth more. These are all... Alright, you're the heaviest one left. Yeah, definitely that. This is what I want. And then we'll receive, you know, an additional 11 pieces of salvage. Heat sinks, jump jets, a bunch of crummy weapons. I mean, SRM-6s and stuff. Those are better, a heck of a lot better than SRM-2s. And they generate a lot more heat as well. Not bad, though, on the whole. So yeah, like I said, I think that went pretty well. Like, I made some good strategic choices. We actually managed to take that that quick draw down remarkably quickly by employing just a very small amount of tactics. In particular, I think that the reserve system, passing with the fast scout mech a lot, so that it gets to go once at the end of a turn and then again immediately at the beginning of the next turn, is going to be a really important tactic. It's going to allow us to pull off long flanks like that very quickly. In situations where we don't have to do that sort of thing, where we can reserve, let the enemies come to us, and then use our turn from close range at the end of one turn, we could potentially pull off 2 consecutive melee attacks, which seems like it could be very powerful. And I really like pretty much everything about this game's presentation. Alright, well, you've done excellent work, Commander Pavlov, and you've earned yourself an opportunity to do more. Meet your real client. I don't believe that she needs an introduction. I do have some questions. I have some questions about how this came to be. I'm happy to see you again, Belle. Or should I say, Commander. You've done well for yourself. The old man would be pleased. Listen, don't go complimenting me too much before you see the balance sheet. It must come as a shock to you, seeing us here at Alloway. Seeing us at all. I apologize for that, but I had to be sure that you were the mech warrior I remembered before I reached out to you. And now, with the Argo on its way to Lyreton for repairs, I know you're everything I remember, and more. It's true, I didn't get blown up at all this time. Lyreton is a system in the Oregon frontier. Formerly a Capellan garrison world, lost after the Second Succession War. Population is spread across 3 tropical moons of the system's large gas giant. Each moon is independent, and civil conflict between the moons makes the system a tense and dangerous place. Boy, ain't that the story pretty much everywhere. I'm everything you remember? You show up after 3 years and that's all you have to say? Go easy on her, Commander Pavlov. She's been living in exile since Espinosa stole her throne. The broadcasts of her death were Directorate propaganda, well-crafted lies to keep the masses in line. And with that, Kamea, I'll leave you to your reunion. Best of luck with the negotiations, and keep me apprised of whatever decision you come to. Lady Centralla's face winks off of the view screen. The dull blue glow of her hollow projection slowly dies away. Lady Centralla was right about the propaganda, Belle. My uncle's directorate is run on lies, though in this case they very nearly became true. The Directorate's assassins pursued us into the frontier. In the months following the coup, we had more than our share of close calls. Eventually they gave up looking for us, and we've been living in exile ever since. You know what? You made it off the core mode here, and you found me. Let's talk about why. Not that I don't have questions, but I think this is by far the most pressing of them. Well, I imagine you've already guessed. I intend to seek justice for my uncle's crimes. I intend to take my throne back. but I can't do it without you. We have resources, an army drawn from all across the frontier. Perhaps most importantly, we have the patronage of Lady Centrella and the tacit support of her government. That means money. A great deal of money. Hey, I have feelings about that. As it happens, I like money. A lot. But I assume that Centrella isn't doing this out of the goodness of her heart. No, the magistracy sees Kamea's claim to the throne as an asset worth paying for. They want to see the directorate dealt with, but it isn't in their interest to do it themselves. They'd prefer to keep their own hands clean. Plus, yeah, this way they get shot at a lot less. The rimward periphery is a powder keg, Belle. Tensions between the Taurian Concordat and the Federated Suns are high, and my uncle's military posturing could be viewed as a provocation by either side. If open conflict between superpowers were to erupt, it'd be difficult for anyone to remain neutral. The magistracy wants to avoid getting dragged into a major war. Or, avoid a major war happening, a little bit more altruistic. And you're House Centrella's best hope for a clean solution. They fill your war chest, you remove the Directorate from the board, and the magistracy lets tensions between the Federated Suns and the Taurians simmer down on their own. Am I reading the situation correctly, Lady Arano? Well, I mean, that is basically what she just said, so... Correctly enough, Mr. Oliveira. But understand that this isn't just about defusing a dangerous situation. For me, taking on the Directorate is personal. That's great. That's when people always make the best decisions. My uncle betrayed me. The founding council has been reduced to a handful of powerless figureheads. Our very identity has been cut away and discarded. House Espinosa is long overdue for a reckoning, and with your help, I will bring them one. Join with me, Belle, and we will not fail. Yeah, this company's a business, not a charity. But... no, this company's a business, not a charity. If you want to win your throne, it's going to cost you. I'd expect nothing less, Belle. You are a mercenary, after all. Listen, I'm just playing the character that she suggested in the opening monologue, remember? Pledge yourselves to me and I will buy your company's debts. All of them. You'll be free to travel and seek clients as you please, so long as you come to me when I call for you. And on that day I reclaim my throne. Your obligation to me will be forgiven, your debt wiped clean. Yeah, okay, that sounds alright. Of course, you will also be paid for every battle you fight at our behest, at a rate that will feel quite generous given the clientele that you're accustomed to. Thanks to House Centrella, we have money to burn. Don't burn the money, though. Give it to... I need the money. I don't like the thought of being some noble's pawn, but I don't like being in hock to a bunch of loan sharks either. This sounds like a pretty good deal, boss, I'm just saying. No, I definitely think the noble's pawn thing is superior to the being in hock thing. Alright, I took down the scum that betrayed my family. Seems only right that I help you do the same. You've got a deal. Also, I don't think I knew that I had taken down the scum that betrayed my family before. Thank you, Belle. I feel that Raju Montgomery is smiling down on us even now. I'll take my leave of you now. I have an army to rally and preparations to make. But it won't be long before I contact you again. And when I do, I'll need you ready. Prepare yourself, and your company, Belle. Our war is about to begin. Oh good, a full war. Great. Lady Arano just bought up all of our debt. That means no more banks restricting our jump ship access, which means we can travel to more systems. But we should still steer clear of the major states. We don't want it to look like we're going to cut and run. And good news, once Doc Murad and her crew got that wrecked ship away safely, they found most of a Centurion in its cargo hold. It's not equipped for combat yet, but with a little love and attention, I think it could return to service. Swing by the mech bay to check it out and order a refit. Alright, CN-9A models are able to engage at any range, but their damage curve increases as they approach a target. Okay, so like a close-range brawler. That's the thing we could use. But what I could really use right now is for this episode to end, because I have a place to be. So, thank you all so much for watching. That's going to be it for us for today. I hope you are all enjoying this as much as I am. Come back next time for more stuff, less indebted stuff, and we'll see you then.